And now for something completely different.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Strap yourself in.
Because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
This podcast is proud to be part of the Talk Sport Fan Network.
Talk Sport. Powered by fans.
And now, here's your host.
He talks right, he knows his stuff, and he knows how to make a girl laugh.
Thank you. I'm here all week. Right, Chris.
All right, good evening. I am here all week. Unlike certain Leicester City presenters I can talk about. Whoa. Didn't that explode rather quickly over the weekend? Whoa. Welcome along. This is Leicester Till I Die TV on Twitch and on YouTube. And if you are listening on your favourite podcast platform, whatever that may be, because we're on all the main ones and lots of the other ones as well, thank you for lending me your ears. We're Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and Twitch, and we are Leicester Till I Die on podcast. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day, good night, goodbye, and whatever you're doing, where you're from, I've got to say hello, very, very big hello to LCFC. How are you? Welcome along. He's a new subscriber, and I thank you. We all thank you very much. I am a bit concerned whether maybe you've had a little bit to drink because you're a new subscriber. Obviously from that name you're a Leicester City fan, and yet you've got a smiling emoji. I don't know what you're on, but can I have some of it, please? James is in. Good evening. How are you? Thanks for popping in. We're going to be talking your team tonight as well. And James, thank you. As he says there, hit the likes and subscribe. I'll call you LCFC because I'm not sure of your name, obviously, at the moment. Saw you on GB News on the Saturday, Saturday hand pink waving. Yes, indeed. GB News. Well, that all escalated rather quickly as well. But I've got to say, thanks very much to Mark for having me on. Thanks for not asking me too many difficult questions about Gary Lineker. Those of you that know me will know me well. As somebody said to me, great effort, well represented, and very diplomatic as well. And as I said, Gary Lineker has got probably deeper pockets to play for lawyers than I have. Nate is in. Good evening, Chris. Everyone, hope you are well. We could be better, but we're as good as we can be. Doug is in. Good evening, Doug. How are you? Doug, we've gone from one job to two job to three job. You know, you couldn't beat Forest for us. You couldn't beat Leeds for us. Now you can't beat Bournemouth for us. I mean, to be honest with you, we're running out of jobs. We really are. And I'm not going to say the obvious one. LCF, my name's Lena. Is that Lena? I should have gone to Specsavers. Lena, it is. Good evening. Like I say, as a new subscriber, you are most welcome. I'm sure everybody in the chat will make you feel very, very welcome. Thank you for joining us. A little bit late tonight, but I had a bit of a change of heart at the last minute from what I was going to do to what I will probably do next week. So what we're going to do this week, we've got a topic. We're going to hit that topic and discuss it, and that is who is going to be relegated this season. And honestly, for me, anybody from Aston Villa downwards is in with a chance of being dragged into it. Who do we think is going to join the bottom three? Who will be in the bottom three, I should say? And talking of who will be in the bottom three, good evening, Luke, the Nottingham Forest fan. How the devil are you, sir? That was great timing. I said that word relegation and up you popped. You obviously are those magic words. I've got three things that are going to be helping me tonight. And I say things with the, and you'll know why soon. I have obviously got my two co-hosts, but I've also got a supercomputer as well. Oh, yes. I have borrowed the supercomputer of GB News, and they will be in. And for those of you that could not wait to see Dave get his Eagle Pickle out again, well, let's just say, I can't remember who it was, but here he is for you. Oh, looking very, very happy. Just never ask what he's doing behind. Good evening, Dave.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing?
You were just fooling. I don't know who it was, but somebody was impressed with your Eagle Pickle.
I did a serious operation on him because he wasn't working when we got him. Anyway, we haven't got time for all that, have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't. Although if he's available to stand on the side of the pitch against Brentford, we would do. Hey, and talking of Eagle Pickles, and it's been cold worse. Brad, good evening. How are you?
Evening, Chris. Evening, Eagle Pickle. How are you both doing?
We're all doing well, thank you.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I've got to say a big thank you for Dave, because I've got a couple of guys that are helping me out with this, doing match day vlogs. Craig's done one for me for the Arsenal game. Honestly, I've done two, and they've both been losses. Dave did one with a very nice daughter, Vicky, and you've got to thank Vicky for her help in that. But how old is Vicky?
Well, believe it or not, she's 42, 43.
Oh, and has she had a mobile phone long? I'm asking for a friend.
Oh, bollocks, did that not work? What's going on? Oh, I pressed it and it wasn't. Now it's saying.
I think that's worth looking at again.
Oh, bollocks, did that not work? What's going on? Oh, I pressed it and it wasn't. Now it's saying.
I think you can probably get a book, Mobile Phones for Dummies. No disrespect
I went from one take Dave to about 20 take Dave. I got fed up of talking to myself after a while.
I love the fact that you actually sent that. Because
I sent them all, Chris. Put them all in there, mate.
There's a couple I thought, well, yeah, that's a nice view of the pavement. I don't really need to see that with no talking. But one had to be included.
One of them that I was trying to do at half time, all I could hear was it Spurs 2, Nottingham Forest 0?
Yes.
That's why I sent that one. Yeah.
You sent that one and I put it in because Nottingham Forest were losing, you know. Everybody's enjoying that. Nate says he enjoyed the match day vlog. David is in. Good evening, Dave. And he said, yeah, vlog clearly a benefit. I'm glad you're enjoying it, guys. It's not going to be full on every time we score a goal because I want the guys to enjoy the match, well, as much as they can do at the moment. Talking about enjoying, I don't think any of us are at the moment. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be looking at the teams that might go down. Now, I think pretty much, you might disagree with me here, but I think pretty much, would you say, Brad, Aston Villa are safe?
No, none of them are safe, really. We're all just as bad as each other at dropping points when we're, and losing games and going on a bad run and relying on other results and then picking up form. It's very close from Villa all the way down to the bottom place, so can't rule them out. You really can't.
No, I suppose in a way you can't really rule sort of anybody out. But here's the table as it stands. And in fairness, I did only go down from Crystal Palace basically to try and keep the show within, telethon hours. But I think sort of there's a bit of a gap from Palace to Villa. But I mean, you look there, Palace, Dave, are on 27. Southampton at the bottom on 22. 5 points separates the bottom 8 teams. I mean, 9 teams. Sorry. I mean, if we were in it from a neutral's point of view, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you look at those red dots and see who's got the most in the last few games, and that says it all.
Well, funny you should say that, young David, because I've just realised I put it right at the bottom. I will show you the form table. Now, I wasn't quite sure how far to go back, so I thought I'd go back to the end of the transfer window, because I think that's pretty much a point when we all brought new players in, and so before that we were probably looking at different squads. Now, this is the form table as it stands on the 6 games that have been played, because there's been 6 games since the end of the transfer window. As you can see there, Wolverhampton are in 10th place, so they're doing the best. Villa, like you said, Brad, not out of it. Then Bournemouth 12th, Southampton 13th, Everton 14th, we're 15th somehow. West Ham are 16th. I mean, Newcastle are down in 17th, but I don't think they're going to be dragged into a relegation scrap somehow. Leeds, Forest and Palace. It's not. You could actually say it's not looking good for any of us. Brad.
Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I thought you were still asking Dave the same. I thought you were asking Dave the same. So no, it's not, and that just proves why nobody can count themselves out. I mean, I still, even if we'd have, done this thing called beat Southampton, and maybe got a point against like Arsenal or somebody like that, we wouldn't even be out of it. We'd be in the same situation, because every one of them teams, yes, some maybe are counting the blessings on a better start and have stumbled down, like Crystal Palace. Look at their form; they've completely fallen off a cliff from where they were, and how they started. So they've got a little bit of a cushion, but 5 points is nothing in a relegation battle. It really is. It's nothing. So it shows you that every single team, like you said, probably even including Villa, I know they're not in our list of it overall, but you could probably say up to there, any team could be up for relegation if if they don't get their form going.
Dave, somebody asked me, I think in the show it was, I did the post-match with you, Brad. I think somebody asked me that where would we be without the 2 wins against Villa and Tottenham? And the fact of the matter is, we'd be bottom.
I think it was Steve. Steve might have asked it on the prediction show, or someone in the chat.
But I mean,
think
Dave,
it was on. I could be wrong, but I was on the show with you when it happened.
Yeah,
when someone asked.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think, Dave, that says how bad, because I mean they were 2 games we weren't expected to win, and we somehow managed to.
Yeah, and it's just the players don't believe in themselves anymore. It's clear and it's obvious that they just gone. They're shot, and this is not a good time to be like that. You need to be almost a Bournemouth who are starting to buzz again, or Southampton. That's the worrying thing. The 2 teams that I was guaranteed would drop are starting to go. They're starting to perform.
And I want to just read a couple of things to you. Brad, Matt Piper, former Leicester winger Matt Piper believes Brendan Rodgers is lacking fight in the technical area to inspire his players. Basically what he's saying is Rodgers is inspiring or urging fight from no one. And I think I've never known a sentence that has summed a manager up as clearly as that.
No, I mean, I've always loved Pipes. I used to listen to the Radio Leicester just because he was doing part of the commentary on it, and he's always never been afraid to speak his mind and be true to Leicester. No one can ever doubt, despite how little time he was at the club, he's always had a love for Leicester. You know, he always goes on about how he didn't want to leave. He was willing to take the pay cut, but they needed to sell players, and he was one of them that they could afford to sell, sort of thing. To I think it was Sunderland, and he's right. He's spot on. If you look at other dugouts, right, and I can make a comparison, Chris, because as you know, I actually wrote up a bit of an essay of a match report on a Leicester City women's game yesterday. And they had players out, and they had the subs out, and they had, his assistant out or a member of the staff out at times. They were always communicating something. They always look to encourage, get a message across, fire them up, keep them interested, keep them focused. And I know it's a different level, and they're not the same number of staff as them, but it was noticeable. And we point it out week in, week out. We get the clapping seal as a manager, and I just want to see a little bit of emphasis. Do you remember, I think it was COVID season, when we beat Everton and Iheanacho scored in the 90th minute and VAR gave us a goal? And it was, I know, ironically, I think that was the game that got Marco Silva sacked from Everton, but the celebrations from that, they all went to Rodgers. Nacho went sliding into the dugout. The players piled on. They all grabbed Rodgers. They all hugged him, and some of the staff got involved. Where did that go? Where did that just disappear? Because Pipes is right; it's completely gone.
It has. And Dave, sorry, just to answer Nate, Matt Piper he basically doesn't reply to any messages. That's as simple as that. I've messaged him a few times and asked him. He hasn't even had the manners to reply to me. I even asked him about the mental illness which he suffered and I've suffered, and he never even replied to that. So as far as I'm concerned, he can go and do 2 hoops. And if he's leaving the BBC, I'm not a fan of Piper. Maybe they'll get somebody better.
It's nice to know we sit on opposite sides of that fence, and Chris.
I'm with you, Brad. Don't worry about that.
It's ignorance, to be honest with you. They get a lot of requests, and if you don't read it, I understand, because you got that many followers and it shows it's not been read. I get it, but to read something and then not reply is just ignorance.
Yeah,
he can
I get that.
Yeah, he can go and wank himself off in a corner somewhere, as far as I'm concerned. Relegation 8-horse race. It is indeed. You want to be lucky, Rich? You're not in that. You're in the battle for the other end. And Big Anson, he's got one of his teams is very much in the fight, but not his main one, allegedly. Right, let's go to you, Dave, because the Athletic did, and I please, I can't say everybody. I put links to this in the group, and everybody says, "Oh, I've got to pay for it. I can't read it." It's £1 a month. You get 6 months for £1, and then you go and cancel it, and they say, "Why you cancel it?" And I say, "Well, I can't afford £7.99 a month." And they said to me, "Well, have another 12 months for £1 a month then." So if it's £1 a month, and it's Rob Tanner who writes for the Athletic, it's a great read. And basically, what they did, Dave, was they got all the correspondents that cover each and clubs. The clubs involved, and said how they would do if they got relegated.
Yeah, I subscribed to it, Chris, but unfortunately I got in early. So I paid the full whack.
I didn't. I only just saw it today. But it's what basically he's saying is this week's brought I think it was done before the games at the weekend. He said this week's brought a financial warning for Leicester City. Even if this season's modest recruitment ensured it came as no surprise. A club record 92.5 million loss was announced for 21-22 on Tuesday, adding to the 31 million lost in the previous campaign. Okay, look, we know Top's written off £194 million worth of debt. We know we didn't sell a player. We know Tielemans doesn't give a toss about the club because he's not signing a new contract, so at least we get a little bit of money. So he's another one that can go and wank off. But I mean, we're supposed to be building this extension to the ground. We're not going to fill the ground we've got if we go down.
We won't go down.
Are you 100% sure? We are on the same points as the team that is third from bottom. Third from bottom.
We won't go down because that means Rodgers will leave, and he ain't going to leave. And we're not that lucky. No,
are you sure they didn't even sack him on that?
They wouldn't sack him if we stay up. And also, if you look at the games we've got, and I know it's irrelevant, we lose at Southampton, but we've got, 4 out of the next 5 that are very winnable if we sort ourselves out. And if we do that, he'll go on this little run again, and suddenly it'll be all right.
Dave, problem is we've been saying that all season.
Well, I know. We've got to be hopeful, haven't we?
The only thing I know about this one, Ant, is that you don't bloody mean that. I know that. I know that well. I know that you were out before while I was still in the getting splinters on my arse on the fence. So, but apparently, out. Do either of you hazard a guess at how our wage bill is for the 21-22 season?
Oh, Jesus Christ! No.
Well, okay. I would hazard a guess. Our wage bill is probably. Oh,
he said quick questions, bro.
I don't know. He said quick answers. He said short answers. He said short answers.
You have a think. We'll go to Dave. Do you know how much, Dave?
I have not a clue, but I assume it's got to be something like 20 million.
I would say we're
overall
probably more
20
looking
million
at.
a year. You're going for? Okay.
Yeah.
I would say overall, taking everybody's wages into account because it managers and staff, I'm sure, is this just players' wages?
It just says wage. It says squad value and wage bill, so I'm presuming it's their players' wages.
Yeah. Okay.
Might get a question this side of Christmas, Dave.
42.5 million.
Okay.
No.
So Dave has gone for 20 million a year on all the players' wages. Brad has gone for 42.5 million. In the 2021-22 season, we had a squad value of 405 million, and our wage bill was 182 million pounds.
Jesus.
I don't think we paid him, but if we could get him on the staff, it might have helped.
I certainly didn't get paid that much.
182 million.
That is outrageous.
Okay, just as a comparison, because you know me, I do like my comparisons. Everton's wage bill was the same. It was 183, but look how they went and bought one. Every man and his dog out there. Southampton's wage bill was 110. Bournemouth is 80. All right, you might expect that from Bournemouth. Leeds is 108 million. West Ham, I think, did I say 136 million? 105 million is Forest. But then again, they have got about a 50 player squad. And 121 for Wolves and 101 for Crystal Palace. We have got the highest wage bill. Now, I grant you that we were battling for 5th place. We were having to pay players to get players in. We were trying to live the dream. And I know what Top is doing is trying not to follow the Leeds example and spend, and then after, sell, and we drop. But it's £35 million a week on players' wages. I'd do it for half of that. I don't know about you guys.
I was assuming most of them are about 100,000 a week, something like that.
Yeah, it's. Presumably that includes maybe youth players. I don't know, but if you say that there's 25 players in the squad, it's about 140,000 a week. It's frightening, isn't it?
Mm.
It is very, very frightening. But look, let's have a look at the topic tonight, and this is. Now this is interesting, or I think so. You guys may not think so, but you can see the position that the teams are in, and it's the average position of the teams that they've got to play. So basically, everybody that Crystal Palace has got left to play, they take all the positions, and that's the position that they're up against. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So Palace are playing over 12.6. Wolves 10.4. Forest have got one of the easier ones at 9.6. Everton I think it's Everton's the easiest, I think, looking at that, or second easiest, 8.91. We've got 11.25, 9.92 for West Ham, Bournemouth 11.83, Leeds 9.67, Southampton 8.58. Brad, we've not got a good run in looking at that, and we'll go through them at the moment, but that's a bit worrying as well, isn't it?
It is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, it looks worrying on paper, but we've seen with our results and we've seen with other teams' results, we can't beat each other. We'll go and play somebody like Spurs and get our bonus 3 points this season. It's such a weird season, and it's refreshing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather Leicester be fighting up the other end, but it's refreshing to see the battle, throughout. It's right back there in the 90s, really, if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because of so many teams fighting for everything.
Have I missed the point here? Shouldn't that be the other way around? Haven't we got the better running? If they're
I was thinking that the percentage being a little bit higher, being to be the top 11, they'd be playing the top.
Because we're going at the average position of
we're playing is 11th.
11th place.
So
the average position of Southampton is 8th.
Southampton.
Oh, that's what you mean. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. I get what you mean.
Because I think I've looked at someone like Everton's running, and they got a tough running.
Yeah, it might be the way around you're thinking there, mate.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other way around. You're quite right.
So Palace,
as it will show that you're correct on the next slide. I mean, Dave, you remember Leeds? Spend. Want to get into the Champions League, want to get into Europe. It all went a bit mad, but they didn't curtail it. And then they started having fire sales. They started changing managers every 2 or 3 months, and they just dropped like a brick in a pond. I think he's trying to do his best to avoid that, isn't he?
Well, I think we're certainly not going to change managers, are we, every so often? No chance of that. I still think we'll stay up. I think we've got... If everybody... They're not playing for the manager, that's the problem. And the manager wants to get sacked, it's pretty clear. You could see that from the way he was on Saturday. He brought in some terrible players, bad substitutions. So if he's going to get sacked, now's the time. If he don't get sacked now, I know we've said this before, but he never will. Because the substitutions he made were pointless, didn't do any good to the game, and were just, God knows why. So
I don't want to get into the sort of who to replace him with sort of thing, but Dave, if we don't sack him now, 12 games to go, it does give anybody that comes in at least a chance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
After that, we right, you're in a pickle really. Unless you're Watford, you don't change anybody with 3 matches to go.
They might give the his assistant manager a go for a few games, see if that.
Well, the funny thing is I think it's Steve Smith is one of the assistant managers. I actually connected with him earlier, and I was tempted to send him a message saying, like, "How you feeling, mate? Fancy taking the job?" I thought better not. The problem is that they're all here, Brendan staff. So, but look,
they are at the moment. But you wait if they get a chance to manage.
Well, look at Yuri. Yuri Tori. I mean, is it no? I always get them two mixed up.
Colo
Tori. We could have him back. But the big question that is on everybody's lips, and I mentioned it earlier, Dave, and it was this lady. This is the major question. Where's Iggle Pickle?
I don't know if Dave should take that as a compliment or not.
Yes.
Well done, Dave. I'm not sure if Dave should take that as a compliment that Leicester for life would rather see Iggle Pickle than Dave's face.
Everything's a compliment nowadays, Brad, I tell you.
You don't know. You don't know what it might be a euphemism for.
Yeah, good point.
Wow.
That's even bigger compliment, mate.
Well, yeah, very true.
What, the fact that it's blue and makes noises?
Well, yeah. It's their answer to that.
It is too late, isn't it, after this now?
Yeah, well...
Brad, I'll come to you and ask you the same question.
Sorry, you're asking Dave first or me? Because Dave started to...
The clues in the question. I said, Brad, I'll ask you the same question.
Yeah, I thought you meant after Dave, though. Sorry. It's
going well, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, I know. Can't say. This Iggle Piggle thing's throwing me off.
Whatever you do.
The Iggle Piggle part's throwing me off. The question is it what? Is it too late for Brendan to be sacked? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, the problem is I know Dave doesn't think it, but their players actually are playing or respecting enough of Rodgers to play his way, because they're not breaking rank. They're not down in tools the way that they could if they really disagreed and didn't want Brendan there. And I'm sure if they voiced their opinions enough to Fisher, he would take action. They did it before, didn't they? Supposedly, allegedly, with Mr. Claudio, and it apparently worked. I don't like to read stuff like that too much, but the old expression, no smoke without fire. But it's never too late to sack them. But because you could always get to a point where you go, okay, favours have been paid, you've still not sorted it out, someone else needs to. They could still sack him, but I don't know. Maybe the owners just sat there going, okay, get this horrible season, finish 17th or higher out the way, and then we can make that transformation, because there is going to be a little bit more leeway with everybody that's going to be apparently leaving us in the summer. So we'll see.
The thing is, of course, if we go down, we'll have even more players leave us. I mean, please, guys, check this out tomorrow on the BBC website. It's the Tuesday Talking Point. It's every Tuesday. The club is in the name there. Even for Brad, and I write that for the BBC every week. I did think about putting a tweet out about it, but I thought might be a bit risky. But I basically say, there's no guarantee. If we go down, we're not necessarily going to do a Burnley and suddenly romp the league, and get a whole new squad in, because takings and money are going to be down. We're not necessarily, we probably won't be a Norwich or a Watford and come straight back up. For those, I think I read a statistic for those three clubs in Fulham as well. There's 8 or 9 that have never come back up, having got relegated. So, it is scary. But let's have a look at the run-ins of each of the teams. Just said Burnley sacked Dyche with 8 games to go last season. And to begin with, to be honest with you, they won 2 or 3, didn't they? So, like Nigel Pearson and how he left after the Great Escape. I don't think he left. I think he was actually more pushed than left. Pearson not doing a bad job at Bristol City. Yeah, but I wouldn't have him back purely because, like I say, it's not the same team. Like I say, think of how Clough did without Peter Taylor. It just does not work. O'Neill, when his assistant left, what was he called, Brad?
Dave?
Anybody?
John Robertson.
John Robertson.
That's it.
When they split up, he didn't have that much success when he went to Villa or whatever. So if Pearson comes back without Shakespeare and without Walsh, they were the 3, the Holy Grail, if you like. I don't know which one was the Holy Ghost, but so yeah, I wouldn't want them back because they're not all 3 coming back. Oh, you did mean sacked. Sorry, right. I'm starting to slowly get that echo back, just in advance of warning you there, Brad.
Okay.
It's Brad.
So here we go. If you can monitor that, Brad, that would be great between asking. So what I'll do is I'll go through one of you guys at a time, and then that'll be quicker. So we'll start with you, Brad. The first one there is Crystal Palace. Unfortunately, I know their headings are very hard to read, but just be impressed that I've done all this work and set it all up. So they've got, I'm not sure what PPD means. I think it might be postponed. But they have got Brighton, unless they are postponed games, I think, that are now being played, because the Brighton Palace...
Yeah, their game got originally called off with the strikes, didn't it? So this will be a postponed fixture.
So their running is, and we said, their average position is 12th. They've got Brighton, Arsenal, us. We've got to play them. Leeds, Southampton, Everton, Wolves, West Ham, Spurs, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest. On their form, they've got to be worried about being dragged in, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've not won in 5. They look out of ideas. I think Vieira's realised the job of managing Palace is, because it's all right changing the style of play and trying to liven and freshen things up, but when you've just got the same 11 players, it feels like, year in, year out, it's just, there's nothing really you can do different. They need to get their form going, because their fans will probably start feeling like our fans if all of a sudden, say Leicester go and win a game and Southampton win again, and teams like that start picking up points. Their fans are going to get on Vieira's back, and it's not easy. We know that.
I mean, they've always been that mid-table. They're always there mid-table, aren't they? But when you look at what Roy Hodgson did without any of the money that Vieira's had, maybe if they'd given him some money, who knows?
I think Vieira's sorry, Brad. I think Vieira's going into that down managers scene, isn't he? Where he's starting to say his players are doing well and they perform well and they give it 100%. Then there's a problem.
Coming to you then for Wolverhampton, Dave, and feel free to jump in, Brad, like Dave did.
Sorry, I think you come to me.
Oh, you're like two naughty children at nursery, you two. I've got to try and keep under control. Oh God, no wonder you never went on air for half an hour on your breakfast show, Dave. You were still trying to work out which buttons to press. No, joking aside, let's have a look. I mean, Wolves at one point, Dave, we all said they're down. And but now they're sat quite cheerily above most of us in the table. Well, after Palace, they're just below them, and they have got. In the form table, they're actually 10th since, and I've only done it since, like I say, the window, because some teams have got completely different teams. But you look at Wolves there, and they've got Leeds, Forest, Chelsea, Brentford, Leicester, Palace, Brighton, Villa, Man United, Everton, Arsenal. Their average position that they're playing is 10.64. Again, not overly easy for them, but they've got a lot of games against people that are in and around them. And that's, I think a lot of the clubs have, and that could be the saving grace for some of them.
And they've got them at home, haven't they? Most of them. Most of these lower sides are at home, I think. Wolves are buzzing. I mean, they played really well at Newcastle, I thought. The bits I saw, anyway.
The 1 minute or something, whatever it was.
Yeah, so, I just think that they'll be fine. They'll be safe.
You should have watched GB News, the alternative match of the day.
I watched you. Of course I did, mate. Watch it for the world, would I?
No, I would hope not. Even I hope Pickle was with you watching it.
Yeah, you sent me the link.
I said what?
You sent me the link. I had to watch it.
Well, I had to increase the viewers somehow. Brad, back to you. Let's go on now and look at, and I know this is a team you love talking about, Nottingham Forest.
They're going to lose every game. They're shit. Next team.
They're not too bad. Well, they've got a bit of a harder push here, 9.67. They're a bit like, they're the proverbial sort of prostitutes' knickers, aren't they? They're up and down. They can't decide whether they want to win or lose or draw. They've got Newcastle at home, Wolves at home, Leeds away, Villa away, Man United at home, Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Brentford away, Southampton home, Chelsea away, Arsenal home, and Palace away. So they've got some really tough games in there.
Yeah, they're not winning any. It's great. It's going to be fantastic. At least if we go down, they're going down with us. That's one thing I can say. They're not going to win. They're going to get another point this season. It's going to be fantastic watching it. Get smashed by everybody. Yeah, but in all seriousness, they're not getting another point. They're not going to win a game. Not going to get anything. No, I'll be kidding. It's quite evenly matched. I mean, the law of averages they've worked out for the positions of teams that we're playing. Everybody, it's quite even ground, isn't it? You know, you've not really got a figure there that you look at and go, oh, okay, well, we've got average of 16, so we've got to make sure we beat a few of yours and we'll do all right. Or you've not got anyone looking at it going, oh, God, we've only got the top 6 left to play. So it is as hard as it is for them.
There's not a huge difference, is it, between most of these teams in the positions that they're playing. But Forest have got 4 of the so-called Big 7 now, if I include Newcastle in there. They've got Newcastle, next game. But, they've also got Liverpool and Arsenal in there, and Chelsea and Man United. So they've got some of the big boys to come, but they raise the game against the big boys.
Yeah, and Liverpool just like to give out 3 points to everybody. Yeah. I mean, they tried their best against us, and we scored 4 of them. So we couldn't take advantage of it. That was a game, really, wasn't it? It was like, no, I insist. Yes. We couldn't make up who we wanted to win, but it doesn't really matter now. Bonus games aren't a thing anymore. What it is now is, what are our results before we play the likes of Man United, before we played Chelsea and Arsenal? I know they've got them back to back, so if they don't pick up many points, and then all of a sudden they play Man U, Liverpool back to back, and let's say they lose them because of who they are, and then they've got 3 games that are so pivotal all of a sudden, and then in a blink of an eye, they're looking at Arsenal and Crystal Palace and praying that they don't need more than a win or 2 a win and a draw or something to get them out of it.
They have got Southampton, so that's going to be a very interesting game. But Dave, Everton, I mean, we're not only are we behind Nottingham Forest, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, James, we're behind Everton as well. Now, and James knows how I mean that. I mean, they have been awful for 2 seasons, and yet we are below them. But they're currently 15th with 25 points. They've got Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United, Fulham as their next 4 games. Away, home. I mean, that's not going to be easy. Then they've got Palace, possibly that they could get something from there. Newcastle, they've got Leicester again, Brighton, and on the Man City, Wolves, but they do finish the last day of the season with Bournemouth.
There's going to be some cracking last games, isn't there?
Oh, yes.
I think if Everton could get a couple of points from the next, 3 games, as you said, I think they might have a chance of beating Fulham, but if they can do that, they've got a good run in.
It's so, like I say, it's such a hard season to predict, isn't it?
The other thing with some of these teams like Fulham and Brentford, I see them fading away. So if you've got them, you've got half a chance of picking up points there. Because I don't think they're going to stay in for Europe. I don't think so.
Right now, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying Champions League, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them in Europe in some way. But we will see. We will find out in 12 games' time, won't we? Is Brad still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just seeing if I can sort the echo out as well, Wayne. Okay. But if not, it's just holding the phone and trying to manage it both. It just makes it.
Is it you, Brad, or is it me? Is it definitely you? Do I switch me off and see if it's me?
Well, let's have a look. Let's see if I've switched Dave off. No, I can still hear myself.
Yeah, so I can hear you every so often, but like I said to you, it's like it's through your own monitor. I can hear you. Yeah. I'll just keep doing this, and I'll be on be on camera.
It works because it was like that at the start, wasn't it? So
yeah, it's this show. It's this show. We had no issues over the prediction show or any of the others, did we, Chris? It's this show. It's Dave.
It's Dave. Leicester City Currently 16th with 24 points, the same as the third from bottom team. And I'm going to share this between the pair of you, but Brad first. We got Brentford away next, then we got Palace, then we got Villa, then we got Bournemouth, then we've got Man City, Wolves, Leeds, Everton, Fulham, Liverpool, Newcastle, and West Ham on the last day, which could be, as Dave said, a real humdinger. We've made an agreement, myself and Jake, that whoever one of us is safe, we'll let the other one win if it helps them. But I mean, looking at that, Brad, we've got some very winnable games. Well, say winnable, normally winnable games in there. No disrespect to the teams, but Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves, Leeds, Everton. Those are games that you would look at, Brad, would you not, and think we should be winning?
Yeah, I mean, this is the only saving grace that Leicester really have. You look at everybody else's fixture list, there's gaps and then there's double headers of really hard and difficult teams. And that's probably one thing that plays into the advantage of Leicester a little bit is the fact that you look at their run of fixture list. You've not put it up on the screen, by the way. You've still got Forest Everton on there. I don't know if you wanted that up for both of them. But you look at that and you say, yes, they're going to be hard games no matter what. But you've got that blockade of 4 before Man City. Then you've got that blockade of, 5 games before Liverpool. Yes, you don't. Ideally, Leicester will want to be in a position where they get to Liverpool, Newcastle, West Ham, and they're not overly worried about the results. They're going to be safe. It might just be we'll finish 17th. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario, we don't win any more games now. We'll be 17th, and that's fine with Leicester because it's Premier League football. But this is the opportunity where it has to happen because, again, you don't want to get down to that point and still be in a situation where you're either relying on results, which is the worst position you could be in, or you're still in a 1 or 2 point difference, which could be the case. Leicester really need to look at this next 8 games and just, well, not 8, but between now and probably Liverpool at home. And think, right, we've got to pick up all our points there because Liverpool's still in with a shout if they're still doing what they're doing this season and playing the way they're doing. But they're the pivotal games that Leicester want to get their business done and safe and secure us for another season.
It's a hard run in there, isn't it? I mean, we can't say, well, Fulham are going to be easy. But, Liverpool, Newcastle, if they're on the better form and they have been, that West Ham game at the end is looking so important.
Well, I think we can pick up 12 points in the next 4 games.
Well, I'm going to ask you that in a minute, but what do you think about that run in for us at the really towards the business end? Fulham, Liverpool, Newcastle, and West Ham. We are at home on the last day, but whether that's an advantage or not, we're 19th in the form table for home games.
It says we shouldn't need those last 4 games. We should beat Wolves at home. We should beat Everton at home, and that should see us safe.
Okay, well, looking at all those games there, how many points, if you look at every single one, do you see us finishing, getting out of those games? He says, desperately trying to find what Brad said the other day in the show.
I think we'll get 18 points out of that, which I know sounds crazy from the way we're playing and the attitude, but I think we will. So it'll be 42 points. Is that right?
So you said, well, we've got 24, and you're saying we'd have 18.
Yeah, when I first did it, I got those
42
down for finishing off on 39 points.
So you're giving us 18.
Let's say 15. That'll be 39 points because that's what I originally did.
Right. I think Brad.
I think I worked out that I said we'd get. I said in the show that 35 points could be enough to keep you up, and I think I coincidentally predicted that the games left we'd end up on 35 points.
I found it in my filing system.
See, great minds synced up there.
Yeah, generally known as the bin. I did go for 13 points and 35. Unfortunately, guys, I think with both of those, I don't think we will survive, if I'm honest with you. I don't think it will be enough the way the league is going. But we'll see when we come and we get the supercomputer working later. Dave, stick with you for West Ham. Surprised where they are. They're just behind us. But, I mean, it's so scary, that bottom. I mean, West Ham are literally on the same number of points, and they're only one goal. We've been saying, we've got a great goal difference. We're on -9. West Ham are on -10. Leeds are only on -11.
Yeah, we've blown all that in the last few games, haven't we?
Well, it's not helped us, has it?
No.
But when you look at West Ham there, updates. When you look at West Ham, I mean, they've got Man City, Southampton, Newcastle, Fulham, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Palace, Man United, Brentford, Leeds, and obviously ourselves on the last day. One of the tougher ones, 9.9 position for them. They've got a few difficult ones in there, haven't they? Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City.
It's all changed over the weekend, isn't it? Because suddenly Southampton becomes a difficult one. Suddenly Bournemouth away becomes a difficult one. You know, games that Moyes would have expected 6 points from, suddenly maybe not so sure now. Leeds at home, should be a 3-pointer. Palace away could be a 3-pointer, but nobody knows anymore. I mean, they've got one or two local derbies, haven't they? Well, London derbies. They've got Fulham, Arsenal, Brentford, and Palace, I think. So those games can go either way. Arsenal, they could even beat Arsenal. Who knows? I hope
the season's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, I mean, if we take a look now at Bournemouth, my local team here, just having beaten Liverpool 1-0, Jesus Christ. They've got Villa, they've got Fulham, Brighton, they've got ourselves, Leicester, we played them, Tottenham, West Ham, Southampton, Leeds, Chelsea, Palace, Man United, Everton. Are we, I mean, we're looking at this, and are we actually looking at it on this year's kind of results, or are we looking at sort of Tottenham and saying, well, Tottenham should beat them, but we know Tottenham can lose just as easily as they can win? Are we saying, they said Chelsea, look where they are now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take it on the form that a team's in throughout the season. Tottenham and Liverpool are, you chance your arm, you fancy yourself against them, because you know what they're capable of, and you know that if you turn up on the day, and I believe every single one of the teams that we're talking about tonight have done that to either or even both to Liverpool and Spurs. So you have to take them at face value. Now, if the Chelsea Express continues and they pick up from the Dortmund result, our result, and the run they got in the Premier League, and they go on a bit of a run, you don't really want them in your last 4 games, which is what these clubs have. I mean, Leeds, I know you'll get onto them and I'll leave that for Dave, but you look at their last 4 and you go, that's not looking pretty either on paper or chancing your arm sort of thing. But again, they've got a little bit of a nice spread where they'll feel like they can get the points and not have to worry about, look at the Chelsea game and go, okay, we're not completely safe, but it's a free swing and it is at home. But this is what makes it all so interesting, because on paper you'd look at it and go, they would probably go, get something for Villa, Fulham's winnable, Brighton on paper is a result, Leicester, in regular seasons would be a free swing in a such, you might fancy the chance a little bit. Spurs just Spurs it. West Ham is usually a difficult game, but then you look, you know what I mean? And you look where these teams are, and now you're thinking, ooh, they really want to get something off Villa. Fulham's going to be difficult. Brighton's going to be difficult. Leicester give away 3 points at Christmas. Tottenham's Tottenham. That's probably where they're looking at their run, because the teams they're playing, like Leicester, Tottenham, West Ham, Southampton, Leeds, that's their period where they'll really want to get them points on the board. Yeah. If you look at their form.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, Leeds United, since Jesse left, I know Brad's still upset about that, They've kind of been up or down. They looked like they looked like they were going to be in trouble and he was going to get sacked, and then somehow he got a huge win against Liverpool, which we were all shocked at the time. But then we shouldn't have been looking at what's happened since. But they just drew with Brighton, who should have beaten them. You've got Wolves, Arsenal, Forest, Palace, Liverpool, Fulham, ourselves, Bournemouth, Man City, Newcastle, West Ham and Tottenham to come. Like Brad said, Man City, Newcastle, West Ham and Tottenham. That is a hard, probably, I think, the hardest last 4 games.
Yeah, it is. They've got to win 4 out of their 5, haven't they? They won't win at Arsenal. They doubt if they.
Sorry to interrupt. Would you not say they've got the hardest 6? Because that's including us and Bournemouth in there.
No,
I would say from Fulham downwards, they've got the hardest 6 games, haven't they?
Not Leicester. That's an easy game.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of relegation rivals and not wanting to lose to them, I know we're technically an easy game at the moment, but
yeah. No, I'm looking at that from the fact that they're playing. Putting them all together, you've got 3 teams that are possibly going to be in the top 4 or 5, and then West Ham, who are going to be flogging. No, I would say the 4 because of where the three of them are.
fair enough.
For me, Dave, it is the hard. I mean, everybody's decides on different things, but if I was a Leeds fan, I'd want us to get as many points in before that.
Sorry, asking me or Brad?
Yeah, Dave. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. So those 5 games, they've got to win 4 of them, without doubt. That's Forest, Palace, Liverpool. I don't think they'll get anything at Fulham, and then us. They've got to win those games. So I think they could sneak into it. I didn't have them doing that. I got them on 33 points finishing. So.
Well, we'll come to the last one now, which is, this is you, Brad. We'll bring this one up, which is Anthony's favourite team, and you love them as well, Southampton, who, again, not that long ago, they had Nathan Jones in there. They were looking favourites to go down, but, look at them now. I won't read it out because of the echo, but you can see the teams there.
Yeah, and again, it's a balance of teams. They probably got a more favourable balance, especially again, you take the teams on the form, it might not be the easiest, but they're probably looking at Fulham and Brighton and hoping one of them's bagged themselves a European spot, especially with 2 games to go. Brighton fans would probably, and Fulham fans with 2 or 3 games to go, would really like to be sat there going, oh my God, we're 7th, you're 8th or whatever, and we're 7 or 8 points clear. We can't be caught. So you don't want to chance your arm at that, but you'd think if that was a scenario for 1 or 2 or both them teams, they'd be looking at their running and hoping they can pick up the points because they've proven it. I mean, beating Southampton's not for everybody, is it, Man U? Oh no, wait, we're Leicester fans. We lost them twice. Sorry, go again. No bother.
No, I agree with you. I agree. Right. I don't know how we're going to get through this with the echo. I may have to ask you to write the answers in the private chat. But we will be looking at each game week as we go on. And we're going to go through and rush through these. So I don't want any explanation with just give me a result that you think. If one of you goes a win and the other one goes a loss or you don't agree, I will have the deciding vote as to where it goes, and we'll see where everybody kind of ends up at the end of the season, and we'll do it straight after this.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Indeed, and do remember to post and subscribe. And if you just subscribed, please also like the channel as well. And don't forget the 2 guys that are with me, Dave and Forgot his name because he's gone, Brad. The links to their channels and shows and where you can find them are in the description below. Okay, so I'm not sure how we're going to get on with this, but let's see. Let's get us going. So this is going to be this weekend's games, I believe. So, Dave, first of all, Bournemouth again. Oh no, that was last week because the results are in there. It's too much of a light grey. Here we go. What I'm going to do is you just give me a score. Who's going to win, I think, is going to be the easiest. And we'll do them as 1-0, otherwise it's going to be here all night. Forest, Newcastle, who have you got those going for as a win?
Away, Newcastle.
Newcastle. Brad has gone Newcastle as well. So we're going to go 0-1. No, we're not. We're going to go 0 and then 1. Liverpool, Fulham.
Home.
And Brad has gone draw. So I'm going to go draw, I think, on that one. Aston Villa and Bournemouth.
Home.
Let's have a look. It's gone draw again, but I think it's going to be Villa. So I'm going to go 1-0 to Villa. Brentford, Leicester. Oh God.
Away.
Brad has got Brentford.
You go for the draw.
I know. I'm going to overrule you both, and I'm going to go for the draw. Hosts right, you see. That's what it is. If you could write, okay. Southampton, Tottenham.
Home.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Brad has as well. Bloody hell. Okay, let's do that then. Wolves to Leeds United.
Home.
And Brad has gone draw. I think it will be home. I'd have to agree with you, Dave. Can I just say, by the way, Brad, do not be holding me to these in the prediction show on Friday.
And when you overrule him.
Chelsea will be playing Everton. And excuse me if I'm umming and ahhing a bit, but I'm typing on one screen and then having to look at what Brad's saying in the other screen.
I think that'll be a draw.
You're going for a draw. Okay. Brad has got... Can you get the... Are you able... Oh, no, you're not able... Can you see the private chat, Dave? Can you click on private chat?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you what Brad says?
Can you tell me what Brad says? Then I'm not flicking between one and the other.
Chelsea.
So he's gone Chelsea. You went...
Yeah. I went for a draw.
I'm going Chelsea. Brighton and Hove versus Manchester United.
Brighton.
And Brad's gone for...
He's gone for a draw.
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw. Manchester City, West Ham. Oof.
Home. Brad's gone home.
Yeah. Okay. And Arsenal Palace.
Home.
Yeah.
Arse. Brad.
Okay. Oops. Brad's an arse. An Arsenal thing. Right. So on that basis, let's have a look what is happening. West Ham would be bottom by the look of it, but there we go. Where would Leicester be? We'd still be 15th. Just if that's calculated it. Yes, it has. Okay, so the next game.
Now I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's all super computer, you see. Manchester City, Liverpool.
Home. Liverpool, yeah. Brad's gone.
Brad's gone. Guys, right. So you want me to decide? Okay. I'm going to go Manchester City.
He's broken it.
Manchester City. I'm going to then press the right button so I don't cut myself off. Bournemouth, Fulham.
Home.
Home.
Brad's gone draw.
And I've got to overrule both of you, and I'm going to go away.
Okay.
On that one. Brighton Brentford. Wow, this could be a good game.
Draw.
Draw.
Yeah, Brad's gone draw as well.
I would have agreed with you anyway, but I don't need to because you two went for it. Palace Leicester.
Palace, I think, and Brad's gone Leicester. I was going to go Leicester, but
I've got to go Leicester.
yeah,
This
of course.
is going to be one of the games which is a must-win for us.
I just have some bad memories at Palace, that was all.
Well, yes. Yeah, haven't we just? You know Slup's going to get at least one goal.
Yeah.
Arsenal Leeds.
Arsenal.
I'm guessing Brad's gone Arsenal.
No, he's gone Leeds.
Has he?
Mm.
I'm sorry, Brad. I don't know what you're drinking. I'm
Yeah, he might be right. He might be right there. You never know.
Not when it's at Arsenal. I can't. Okay. They might get a draw, but I can't see them getting all three. Forest Wolves.
Away. Brad says he's top of the predictions for a reason.
So he can get to his 35. So you've gone away. What's Brad gone for this one?
He's gone Wolves.
He's gone Wolves. Yeah, I would have agreed with both of you. This thing's so small. Chelsea Villa. Ooh.
I think draw.
Draw. That's what I was thinking. But what has Brad?
Chelsea. Brad's gone Chelsea.
Chelsea. Well, I'd agree with you on that one and go for the draw. West Ham Southampton.
Oh, bugger. I think I'll go West Ham.
Okay.
Yeah, and Brad. Brad's gone West Ham.
Brad's gone West Ham. Okay, can't argue with that. Newcastle Man United. Ooh.
Newcastle
for you.
And Brad.
Okay.
He's not playing, is he?
Sorry?
Yeah, that's gone. Sorry.
Everton Tottenham.
Oh, I've got a horrible feeling it might be Everton.
Okay, you're going Everton.
Brad's gone Spurs. I hope you're right, mate.
I'm going for the draw. I just don't trust Tottenham. So let's have a look and let's recalculate. There we go. Leicester up to 13th. Ooh.
You know, I can't see a dicky bird, don't you?
Can't you?
Chris, we've got all little.
Oh, hang on. Hang on a second. Something's happened here. Is it just only you could? Oh, has that been for long?
Well, yeah, I didn't like to interrupt, mate.
There we go.
That's better.
Right. So, So after that round, Leeds are bottom, Bournemouth and Southampton, and Forest are in 17th. We at this point are 3 points clear in 13th. Whoa.
13th, blimey.
I got to get a nosebleed. Okay, in the next round, it's Man United hosting Everton.
Man United.
And Brad has gone
for Man Who.
So you both gone Man Who.
Mm-hmm.
And Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest.
Villa.
Don't
need to ask Brad that one, do you? Oh, draw. Okay.
I happen to agree. I think it will be a draw.
Oh,
yeah, I know. Brentford, Newcastle.
Draw.
Yeah, I would have said a draw. What would Brad say?
Brentford.
I'm going to agree with you and go for a draw. Fulham, West Ham.
Bugger. Yeah, draw.
What's Brad gone?
Draw.
Okay, I would have actually gone for Fulham there, but
I was thinking of West Ham, but
it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leicester City, Bournemouth.
Oh, we're bad against Bournemouth. And that'll be a draw.
Draw.
Yeah. Leicester, Brad.
Brad's gone to draw as well.
No, Brad's gone Leicester.
Oh, Brad's gone Leicester. I will agree because that is going to be a must-win.
Yeah.
Spurs, Brighton.
Spurs.
And Brad has gone
Brighton.
Oh, right. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go for a draw, I'm afraid. Wolves, Chelsea.
I think Wolves could win that. Yep, Brad says Wolves.
Brad says Wolves. The interesting thing with Chelsea is apparently they're going to be selling a lot of players because they signed so many players that they're going to be selling a lot of players in the summer, including possibly Ben Chilwell, which should raise us some money because we'll have a sell-on clause hopefully. Leeds United. Sorry,
he won't be coming back after Saturday.
No, he won't. He won't. Leeds Chelsea. No, it's not. It's Leeds Crystal Palace. Sorry,
Leeds. Brad has Leeds, yeah.
Leeds, okay. I don't think I would argue with either of you there. Southampton, Manchester City.
My head says Man City.
All right. And Brad?
Draw.
Oof. I'm afraid I'm going to have to agree with you, Dave, and go for Manchester City. Liverpool, Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. I've got that. I'll say that's a draw. Brad says Arsenal.
I'm going for the draw, I think. Right, so are you ready to see how this affects the table? Here we go. We stay in 13th place. Everton are now dropped into the bottom three. Southampton and Bournemouth are down there as well, which does nothing for my chances of getting to see a game next season. But we are now 5 points clear of the bottom three, according to this, on 31 points. So that 33 and 35 that you were saying, guys, getting a bit close already. Right. This is working too well, isn't it? The following week, if anybody's still with us, and forget, if you are placing your comments, by the way, because of how I'm having to do this, I can't read the comments, so we will go back and look at those at the end. Villa, Newcastle, Dave.
Draw. Brad, Newcastle.
I'm going to go for a draw simply because Newcastle are not rocking it away from home at the moment. I think they may struggle. I don't think they'll finish Champions League now. Chelsea, Brighton.
Chelsea. Brighton. Yeah.
You buggers. Because I had this as a draw, so I'm going to have to go for a draw, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Everton, Fulham.
Everton.
Fulham
can't go that north. He's got Fulham.
He's gone Fulham?
Yeah. He's a bugger.
Well, I'm afraid I'm having to go for a draw again. Because it is at home for Everton. Southampton, Palace. Oh. That'd be a turn off. Southampton?
Yeah,
Ooh,
Brad agrees, yeah.
Really? Okay, guys. Far be it from me to argue with your 2 years of experience together.
The crowd will win it.
Tottenham, Bournemouth.
It's got to be Spurs. Yeah. Both of us.
Yeah, okay. Wolves, Brentford.
Wolves.
Draw.
Brad.
I'm going to go for Wolves with you, I think, here. Forest, Manchester United.
Oh, God.
Is he playing?
Yes, I wish you were. I think United have got to win that. United have got to win that. Brad says United.
Okay. I would have gone for a draw, only because if Forest seem to do well against the big teams at home. But
I just couldn't bring myself to it. No.
Well, no, you've got to go with your head, not with your heart with these, because we're trying to
say I did. I did.
Yeah. West Ham, Arsenal.
Draw. Yep, Brad, draw.
Brad's draw. Manchester City, Leicester City. God.
Oh, no, Man City.
Man City.
God. Brad's Leicester.
Brad. No, mate. No.
You never know.
Stop smoking that whatever it is you're smoking. It's a Man City win. Leeds United, Liverpool. They've beaten them once this season.
Draw.
What's Brad gone for?
This is comments he's making.
Remember, I can read these, Brad.
Not yet. Please, Liverpool. He's gone Liverpool.
Yeah. Thanks, please. I forgot what you went for. You went for the draw.
Yeah.
And Brad went for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Liverpool on this one. So let's see what that does to the table, boys and girls. So it's now Forest in the bottom three. Leeds and Bournemouth. It's Leeds and Bournemouth have been, but it's Southampton, Everton, Forest. It's that third place. It's been fought for. Leicester still in 13th on 31. We are 8 points behind Wolves at this point, but still 4 points off the bottom three. Oh, this is getting a little bit close, isn't it? Let me just go and get some comments from the lads and lasses in the chat. This is good, Chris, doing this. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Anthony. For the neutral, this is exciting, but for fans of the clubs involved in this dogfight is stress beyond belief. Chris can't see me. No, I did go off for a point. Both City and Liverpool cannot afford to lose that game. Still can't see you guys. That's better. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. Cheers, lads. Cheers, James. Thanks very much, mate. All the best.
Cheers, James.
And Nate says, I hope we can get 13th. Oh, yeah, I'd take that now. I would take that now. Yes, I do apologise. Like I said, I'm trying to do two or three screens at once, and I pressed the off button, which is why I disappeared, and everything else went off as well. I can't multitask. How long's everybody known me? Right, here we go. Week 32. Let's whiz through these. Arsenal, Southampton. By God, Anthony's not going to be able to decide, is he?
Arsenal.
And Brad's gone. Arsenal. Okay. Fulham, Leeds.
Oh, I quite fancy Leeds for that one, actually.
Oh, okay.
Fulham for Brad. Yes, makes sense.
In that case, what I'm going to do now, if you two... I'm going to go for a draw for that one because you went either way. Bournemouth, West Ham.
West Ham.
And Brad?
Bournemouth.
Which means it's going to be a draw. Palace, Everton.
Draw. 0-0. Palace, Brad's gone for.
Oh. That wasn't in my plans. I think it'll be a draw as well. There's a lot of draws this week, isn't there? Brentford versus Villa.
Brentford. He'd go for Villa.
Got to be a draw then. Them's the new rules. Liverpool, Forest.
Liverpool. I dare you, Brad. Yeah, Liverpool 9-0, he says.
We can but hope. I even don't mind if we lose. They go 10 and I don't mind losing the record on that one. Leicester Wolves.
Leicester. Yep. Brad.
Both of you gone for Leicester. Man United Chelsea.
Man United. Draw, Brad says.
So you gone Man United?
Yep.
And Mad's gone for a draw. I'm going to go Man United, I'm afraid, on that one. Newcastle Spurs.
Newcastle.
Newcastle. And Brad?
Newcastle.
Okay, guys. It is at St James's Park, which does make a difference. Brighton, Manchester City.
Oh, jeez. Draw. Well, Brad's put draw as well.
Oh, okay. So let's have a look at the scores on the doors. It's still Arsenal on the top, by the way, by 3 points. Manchester United and Newcastle make up the top 4. The bottom is Bournemouth, Forest now, and Leeds. Southampton have moved out the bottom. By God, if this is how it's going to play out for the rest of the season, none of us are going to have any nails left, are we? I used to have all my fingers on one hand before I started supporting Leicester. And we are still in 13th place as well. Okay. Wolves at home to Palace.
Wolves.
Wolves.
Draw, Brad says.
I think it'll be a draw. Villa, Fulham.
Villa.
Brad's gone.
Well, he's either gone draw, or that's the last 2 results he's put in. I'm assuming he's put draw.
Draw.
Yeah.
I'm going to go draw. Southampton, Bournemouth. Ooh.
Southampton.
Southampton.
Another draw. Thanks,
I am
mate.
going to go Southampton because they never do well on South Coast derbies, Bournemouth. Leeds hosting the mighty Leicester City.
Leicester.
Leicester.
5-0.
Brad's gone 5-0.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm presuming we're going for Leicester there. At this rate, you'll have us in Europe, guys. Be careful. Forest, Brighton.
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 Twice, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oops, a daisy. Hang on. Put the 1 in there. West Ham, Liverpool.
Ooh, I think it'll be a draw.
Draw.
West Ham, Brad says.
I'm going to go Liverpool. Chelsea, Brentford.
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 Brad says Chelsea.
The rules say that it's going to be a draw, gentlemen. Manchester City, Arsenal.
Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad says that.
Really? Ooh, this is going to make it tough and big at the top. Anthony's just fallen off his stool. Everton, Newcastle.
Oh, Christ. Draw.
Draw.
Newcastle, Brad says.
I'm going to go for a draw because it is at Everton and they do play better at home and Newcastle are rubbish away at the moment. Spurs, Man United. Man United. Man United. Go Man United. Please go Man United.
Man United.
Hey, well done. And Brad's gone.
Spurs.
Oh, he hasn't.
Yes. Actually, I was thinking of a draw.
Fred's gone. It's going to draw now anyway.
Okay.
Now let's see on this week who's. Oh, Manchester United have taken over at the top on goal. Well, we ignore goal difference because we're just putting 1-0s in. At the bottom, still Bournemouth, Forest, and Leeds. Oh, Everton are out of it. And Leicester are in 13th, but we've closed on. We're only 3 points behind Wolves now. Come on, guys! Come on, we can do this.
This is easy, isn't it?
this is almost as exciting as the prediction show.
We could do Brendan's job.
Yeah. Palace, West Ham, London derby.
West Ham.
West Ham.
Yeah, Hammers, Brad.
Hammers has gone for those as well. Bournemouth, Leeds.
Bournemouth.
Okay.
Yeah, Brad's gone Bournemouth.
I think he's talking to himself when he's thinking of these, isn't he? which is his delay. He thinks he's actually on microphone, and he's probably going like, "Well, do you know what? This could be a tough game between these two." Oh shit! I better write it down. Love you, Brad. Brighton, Wolves.
Oh, Brighton.
Brighton.
Draw. Brad's gone.
I'm going to go with Brighton. Brentford, Forest.
Brentford.
Okay. He's keeping us waiting on purpose now.
Sorry, he said Brentford.
He said Brentford. Oh, see, I'm blaming Brad here, and it's you.
I know, I was distracted. Sorry about that. Somebody's messaged me.
Put Eagle Piggle down. I've told you. Wait till after the show. Arsenal hosting Chelsea.
Arsenal. Brad, draw.
Brad, draw. Oof. I'm going to have to go Arsenal, I think, for that one. Going to pull it out against the rivals. Fulham, Man City.
Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
We're getting down to the end bits, aren't we?
We are now, yeah.
Yes.
Man United, Villa.
Man United.
Man United.
Draw, Brad says.
Oof. I'm going to go United. Newcastle, Southampton.
Newcastle.
Brad has gone.
Sorry, mate. Newcastle.
Honestly, Brad, I'm sorry for accusing you, mate. It's obviously it's obviously Dave here.
Of course it is.
Liverpool hosting Tottenham.
Liverpool. I am Bradley. Nobody calls me that. Draw.
Yeah, it probably will be a draw. Here we go. This is a big one. Monday night on Sky. Watch along, of course, on Leicester Till I Die TV. There will be no question time that night because we will be watching the match. Leicester City hosting Everton.
This is really annoying. Monday night. Leicester are going to win that. It's my bloody birthday as well.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
It's going to be a shit journey up and back, isn't it?
70th year, is it?
Yeah. Look good on it, don't I?
All I will say is, you did that video and you went like, oh, this is going to be a snug fit. And you're only a large. I'm like having to buy 3XL at the moment.
No, it was Walshy was extra large.
Oh, well, you should be so lucky.
Maybe in China it was.
Yeah, well, this is it. You see, I buy from Primark because I can afford them. And, of course, they make for the smaller person, don't they? Leicester, what's Bradley gone for?
86-0. Oh, no, that was Leicester 3-0. Thank you, Brad.
So he's gone 1-0.
Stop with the Brad thing, you pair of bastards. I can't unmute myself.
Okay, so we're up to 12th, guys. Nosebleed time. Leicester in 12th. We've overtaken. Well, it's on goal difference, but let's get excited. The bottom three still now: Bournemouth, Leeds, and Forest at bottom. Luke, if you're watching, whoa. West Ham are up to 33. Well, there we go. It's all getting excited. Breaking news, Eagle Piggle is the new Leicester City manager. I said this earlier, Anthony. Couldn't do any worse. They said Arsenal will beat Southampton. Nate says it will get to 13th, and he said he would take 17th now. But you do know what that is, don't you, Anthony? Actually, do you know I put a clip up as a short that says like Dave and his new Ann Summers doll. And YouTube, but it's not suitable for all advertisers. That. Oh, whose bell you ringing? Right.
My name is Eagle.
The worrying thing is, everybody, that's actually his wife. Okay. Bournemouth are hosting Chelsea, Dave.
Chelsea.
Draw
for Brad. Draw for Brad, yep.
Draw for Brad. I'm going to go Chelsea. Brighton and Hove, Everton.
Brighton. Draw.
Brighton for me. Fulham, Leicester. Oof.
I think we'll win at Fulham.
Right. We couldn't at Filbert Street. What am I saying?
He said have. Who's having? Oh, Hove. Brighton, he said. Sorry. now Fulham. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
No, I said Hove. Hang on. What are we doing with the Brighton?
Dave, you had one job, mate. I put Hove to save time, and you just went draw. For God's sake, Dave. You got one job, and your mind's occupied by Eagle Piggle. Get your head out the gutter. Concentrate on your work, man. For God's sake.
Play with him after the show. I've told you so many times.
It's all got very blurry now.
Can I just say that I've actually seen Eagle Piggle. I've not actually seen your wife.
She buggers off when I'm doing this in case we start swearing too much.
So you've gone, you went. One went for Fulham, one went for Leicester, so it's going to be a draw. Liverpool, Brentford.
Liverpool.
Eagle Piggle goes for Liverpool.
Paul, yeah, Liverpool. He's getting lazy now with his typing.
That's what it is. Manchester City, Leeds.
Man City. Man City 20-0.
Newcastle, Arsenal.
Ooh. I think I think Arsenal might win that. Brad's got Newcastle.
No, that means it's going to be a draw, folks. Nottingham Forest, Southampton. Ooh.
Oh, dear me. I think Forest sadly might win. Yeah, Southampton, Brad says. I think Forest.
And you say Forest.
It's
a draw. I would have gone Forest, but I've got to go for a draw. That's them's the rules. Tottenham against Palace.
Tottenham
for you.
Palace for Bradley.
Oh. If he said the score you don't like, he gets
thin ice, Dave. Thin ice.
West Ham, Manchester United.
I'm waiting. Draw. It's gone West Ham.
I've got to go Man United.
Ooh.
And they said Bolton Wanderers, then Wolverhampton Wanderers, Aston Villa.
I think Wolves might win that. Yeah, Brad says Wolves.
Okay, you both say that.
Home crowd.
And let's have a look what it does to the table. So Man City are now leading by 2 points. And it's still Manchester United and Newcastle. Liverpool are up to 5th, with Tottenham still in 6th. Leicester are still... we've dropped back down to 13th. Yeah, buggers. And it's still Bournemouth, Forest and Leeds, but now Leeds are bottom. It's still the same 3 for the last few weeks, but they've just been moving positions. So we're down to the last 3 weeks here, guys. Villa against Tottenham.
Draw.
Draw,
Brad says.
Draw, you both gone for a draw. I know, Brad. I think we should call Brad Petrolhead. You know, well, his initials are BP.
Oh,
Ooh, come on! I'm quite pleased with that. It's taken me 3 years to think of it, but Palace Bournemouth.
Palace Bournemouth. Palace
for you, and Petrolhead.
He says shove it. He might have said draw and I blinked. Yeah, I think he did.
He said draw and you said Palace.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a draw. Arsenal, Brighton.
Arsenal.
And James May.
Never ever refer to me as him again.
No.
Out of the three.
It's very easy to criticise me on this, but draw, I think he said, but it didn't really move a lot.
So you went Arsenal, he went draw.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to edge just for an Arsenal here. Brentford, West Ham.
Oh dear. Brentford.
And Richard Hammond.
Brentford.
He's gone Brentford. So you both gone Brentford. Okay. Chelsea, Nottingham Forest.
Chelsea. Brad don't need to put that one at all, does he? Yeah.
Well, he said that last time, and he went for Forest. Right, 1-0 to Chelsea. I hope, guys, please go with your heads and not your hearts on these. Everton, Manchester City.
Man City. Yep, Man City.
Well done, Richard. And Southampton, Fulham.
I think Southampton might win that. Yeah, Brad says Saints.
Oh, God. More of a Jeremy Clarkson then. Leeds United, Newcastle United.
Draw.
Brad
says Leeds.
Oof. I'm going to go Newcastle, I'm afraid.
I've just realised if we knew the rules beforehand of how we could do it, me and Dave literally could have got an opposite answer and then all the single results of the rest of the season will be draws.
Oh, God. All right, James. Leicester City, Liverpool.
Draw. Liverpool, Brad says.
Fortunately, I think Brad will be right. Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Man United. Yeah.
Brad's got Man United as well. Okay. Let's have a look what that does. It remains the same at the top. And at the bottom, same three, different order. And Leicester are now still in 13th, 2 points behind Wolves. But actually, we've got quite a lead on Southampton, who have jumped up to 14th. Wow. Tell you what, I don't know what you guys are drinking, but I'm going to definitely have some later. Bournemouth, Manchester United, Dave.
Draw. Man United, Brad.
Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, I've got to go with that. Southampton.
Brighton, Southampton.
Yeah.
Draw. Brighton for Brad.
Yeah. I think you're right. Brighton it is. Fulham Palace.
Fulham.
Is that Derby?
Yeah, both Fulham.
Both of you gone Fulham?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Liverpool Villa.
Liverpool, Brad.
Okay. Manchester City Chelsea.
Man City, yeah, twice.
Newcastle United Leicester City.
Newcastle. Yeah, twice.
Yeah. Fortunately, I think you guys are right. The trees against the arses.
The arses.
You going for the arses? You crack me up, you really do.
Yeah, twice. We got 2 arses.
You said it, not me. What time was that at? I'm going to cut that. 1:39. Oh, a pair of arses. Tottenham Brentford.
Draw.
Draw.
Spuds for Brad.
This is a difficult one. All right, for speed, I'm going to go draw. West Ham Leeds. Ooh.
West Ham.
West Ham for you.
Yep, and Brad. Wet spam.
What did you say?
Wet spam.
Wet spam. Wolves and Everton.
Wolves.
Wolves for you.
Draw. Bradley.
I think it was going to be Wolves.
We'll fall out, me and you. We'll fall out.
Right. I'm not going to show the table because it's that exciting. We're just going to go to the last week. Here we go. And then we'll look at the table. Aston Villa, Brighton.
Villa.
Villa for you.
Are we in Europe yet, Brad says. Draw for Brad.
Only if Putin has anything to do with it, Brad.
Yeah. Draw for Brad.
Brad's gone for a draw and you've gone for
Villa.
Villa. Okay, I'm going to go for a Brighton win. Palace Forest.
Palace. Twice.
Okay, I would have gone for a draw. Just note, Luke, I'm being nice. Arsenal Wolves.
Arsenal.
We got a pair of arses again.
Just waiting on the other arsehole. Yeah, 2 arseholes.
2 arseholes again. No, I only put 2 in there then. 1-0. Brentford Manchester City.
Draw.
Draw.
Man City for Brad.
I'm going to go for a draw. I think that might just be a surprise this week. Chelsea hosting Newcastle.
Chelsea. Newcastle for Brad.
That means it's going to be a draw. Everton Bournemouth.
Everton.
It's going to be a good last day, this, isn't it?
Yeah. Brad's gone for the toffees as well.
Okay, that's 2 of you for the toffees.
Not the bounty.
No. It doesn't give me much to chew over, does it? Hey! Oh, I'm here all week. Southampton hosting Liverpool.
Oh, last game. Bloody hell. Southampton. Yeah, and Brad.
Oh, bloody hell, seriously?
Last game of the season.
Southampton, good God.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, oh no, you're right. Leeds United hosting Tottenham. Are you both going to go for Leeds on this one?
I'm going for Leeds, yeah. Draw for Brad.
Oh. Okay, let's say that Leeds get a draw on the last day because Tottenham can't be bothered. Leicester West Ham. Whoa! The biggie. Leicester for you?
Yep, and Brad.
Okay, fair enough, guys. Both of you going for a foxes there. Minty result that will be. Manchester United Fulham.
Man United.
Man United for you.
Yeah, Man Who for Bradley. Sorry, Brad, I did it again.
You know he's going to start calling you, don't you? It begins with an A.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Right, so that's all the scores in. Let's see what the scores on the doors are, Miss Ford. Let's calculate the table. And Manchester City are champions. Well, possibly, because we've got them both on 90 points. So it's either or. Manchester United third, Newcastle fourth. 4 points ahead of Liverpool in fifth. Brighton get into Europe in sixth place with 59 points. Tottenham are seventh and will end up in the conference on 59 as well on this one. Bradford and 51, the same as Fulham. Chelsea on 50. Wolves in 11th on 46. Leicester and Villa both on 44. Southampton on 38. West Ham, so we think Southampton are staying up. West Ham on 36. Palace 34. Everton just staying up by the skin of their teeth on 32. And the bottom three, which happened to be... No, it didn't happen to be because I got Southampton going down. Bournemouth in 18th. Leeds in and Nottingham Forest, both on 28 points. 19th or 20th. So, Dave, it's Bournemouth, Leeds and Nottingham Forest down for you.
Totally against what I thought. Well, I had Forest, Saints and Bournemouth.
Ooh. Brad, are you back with us to talk for a second?
Yeah, I think that was a pretty decent outcome. We relegated Forest between the three of us, which is always nice. But honestly, you look at their run-ins as could very well happen. That's a very plausible outcome. I mean, maybe our biasness put Leicester 12 and not somewhere like 15th, but still, I think...
I think I counteracted your bias on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, you did, especially when I may have said we'll beat Man City.
Yes, I think I have cancelled it. And we're getting no echo at the moment, which is good. Which three did you have at the start of the season? Can you remember?
I did think I went Bournemouth, Forest, and it was probably Leeds or Everton because I couldn't remember which manager I detest more until they started playing. But it's there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I actually went for Bournemouth, Leeds to be bottom, and Southampton. But you have got Southampton staying up quite handsomely, actually, by 9 points. So...
Shows you what a new manager does, doesn't it?
Shows you that what predictions can do as well.
Yeah.
Zuki's in. Good evening, Zuki. How are you? Just popping in just as we are wrapping it up. So I will be screenshotting that and putting it out and getting people's thoughts on it. Do you agree with that one? It could go either way at the top because Manchester City and Arsenal have both got 90 points. Way ahead of Manchester United on 76, who in themselves are way ahead of Newcastle on 67. And at the bottom, Forest, Leeds and Bournemouth with Leicester. And I would take this if you gave it me 12th. So that is not bad at all. Gentlemen, that was interesting. I was wondering how that was going to turn out.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Didn't I, Harry? Harry.
I can say that now and get away with it, you see, because you've said it so many times.
Yeah, I know. I'll give you some free lives there, Chris. There you go.
Wow. Well, Bradley and Harry, thank you both very much for coming in this evening.
You're welcome, Christopher.
I don't really mind that. But
the pleasure is always mine.
Yeah, well, it's got to be for you because it isn't for us, mate. I will let you go and have fun with Iggle Piggle. We've got. I think we should see it one more time, don't you?
Let me get it out. Hold on.
Hello, Iggle Piggle.
Well, if you're getting your Iggle Piggle out, I've got to really get my Vicky out, haven't I?
Oh, bollocks, did that not work? What's going on? I pressed it and it wasn't... Now it's saying...
I love the fact that she saw it.
Yeah.
Surrey Hills Radio for yourself. Top 10 battles for Brad. Both the links are in the description below. Please go and give them your support. They will always wear it. I am back on Wednesday, if I don't do anything tomorrow, which is nothing planned, and I will be having a one-to-one chat. It's one of the interview shows, The Conversation, with Bob the Cat Bevan.
Oh, brilliant.
So that is at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. Really looking forward to that. This has been GB News. Thanking you very much. And we will be here. We're not going on strike here, are we, guys?
Yes.
Brad. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, Brad's going on strike. I'm not coming out in support of you, and I don't know if Dave is.
No, I've just read my contract. I can't.
Are you on your own, Brad?
Wait, Dave, you got a contract? That's not fair.
Shh, don't tell him that. God, so thanks, sir.
Sorry.
That's it. I'll be getting in touch with the union now.
We don't have a union.
10 bars of bounty, mate.
Oh, you got a deal then. If that's what you're going to pay me to not have one, that's fine. You send me the bounties, mate. That'll do me.
I will see you next Monday, Dave. I will see you on Friday, Brad.
Yeah, like a bad spell, you can't get rid of me. I'll come back round by the end of the week.
I know you're like a fart in a spacesuit. You're always there. Okay, mate. Take care, guys. Thanks very much.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Thank you to Bradley and Harry there, two gentlemen. What a prediction. Well, who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? We're going to go and put that up, I say, on social media. We'll be back on Wednesday with The Conversation when I say I'll be talking to Bob the Cat Bevan, MBE. The first MBE I've had on the show. I'm really looking forward to it. I am really, really looking forward to it. The guy is a laugh. If you want to get questions in, then do join the station. Join the YouTube channel. It's only $1.99 and it gives you a load of benefits. Check it out below. $1.99 a month. Really good value. Subscribe if you are new. Press the likes whether you're new or old or middle-aged or whatever you are. And also, if you've been listening on your favourite podcast platform, thank you so very much. Steve just says here, last couple of comments, with those predictions, we only need 31 points and half the teams have only played 37 games. Is that right? Oh, I don't know what's happened there then. So I've gone through all the scores, so I don't know. Nate, take care, buddy. All the best, and thank you for being in. Thank you to everybody in the chat, and we will see you Wednesday at 9 o'clock. And as usual, it's over to Arnie.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.